Sunshine mixed with clouds at times this afternoon with highs around 97. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for scattered thunderstorms tonight, 75. Chance for scattered storms again tomorrow, 93. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 84.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery, so it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. Only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block. What you need in stock. With people who know their grills.
This is Brad from Gibson Ace Hardware in Clinton, Illinois. Stop in to see us, the helpful place at 114 North Madison Street, Clinton.
See participating store for details.
Using the latest technology for positive patient outcomes. That's the goal when you're treated in the ER at the Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton. CEO Paul Scarron here to let you know we've invested in an upgraded CT machine adjacent to our ER. It enables our ER doctors to detect and diagnose what's wrong with a patient clearer and faster than ever. Bigger hospitals have it, and Warner Hospitals got it. Just another way Warner Hospital and Health Services in Clinton using the latest technology for positive patient outcomes. And there's more to come.
Don't miss the 68th Pike County Fair this weekend in Cerro Gordo. The Pike County Fair promises fun for the whole family. Thursday night features karaoke in the beer barn. Friday night is one of the first ITPA tractor pulls of the season. Saturday features kiddie pulls and family activities throughout the day. And local favorite Eric Burgett in the beer barn that night. Sunday features the antique tractor pull. Plus, you don't want to miss the livestock shows, your favorite fair foods, and so much more. Admission to this weekend's Pike County Fair in Cerro Gordo is free. Find the Pike County Fair on Facebook to see the full schedule.
I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki, inviting you to listen to a regional radio forecast twice an hour. From Clinton, Monticello, and Lincoln to Bloomington, Decatur, Springfield, and Champaign, you can rely on our localized weather forecast. We'll tell you whether you'll need a snow shovel, raincoat, or sunscreen. We're proud to be part of the regional radio team providing compelling local content to listeners across central Illinois. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki, glad to be part of your family every day.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the phone in this segment of the program is Superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington, Jay Tetzloff. A good morning, Jay, and welcome to summer, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Seth. How are you doing today?
Doing all right. Thanks for asking, and thanks for making time for us as always. And Jay, wasn't expecting to have this conversation today, but this is going to be one of our last visits together. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, so I have resigned my position here at the Miller Park Zoo and have accepted a position at the Blank Park Zoo in Des Moines, Iowa. So my last day here in Bloomington will be July 15th. So this is our last conversation, unfortunately.
Jay, like I told you when you dropped that on me as we got started, that was a gut punch I was not anticipating nor wanting, quite frankly. But congratulations to you, sir. Talk about this opportunity. What's Des Moines, Iowa offer you that was appealing?
A couple things. One is the zoo is much larger. The Miller Park Zoo is about 4 acres. Blank Park runs about 25 and owns around 50. Lots of opportunity to build new exhibits. They're planning to build probably around $23 million worth of projects over the next 3 years, which is something that's pretty much impossible for me to do here. And gets me closer to home. As you and I have talked, I'm from Nebraska, so is my wife. This knocks 5 hours off of our travel time when we go home to see family that are getting parents are getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Just the right opportunity, I think, for me. And I've been here almost 13 years,
mm-hmm.
and it's time for someone else to take the lead and take the zoo in another direction.
Sure. Well, some would argue, Jay, you've taken the Miller Park Zoo in a great direction, and you're leaving it in better shape than you found it, which I'm sure for a professional like yourself, that's certainly the goal. You know, when you spend that much time at an institution, you want to leave it in a better spot than you started with it. Talk about your time at Miller Park Zoo and I guess, Jay, for folks out there, we never really have, I think, gotten into this very much. Talk to me a little bit about how you ended up at Miller Park Zoo and what your time in Bloomington Normal has been like for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate those good words. It's bittersweet to leave here. We came here to Bloomington Normal just a little over 12 and a half years ago. And our kids were toddlers then, and now we'll both be in college next year. But it was the job that brought us here, and this is just such a great community. We fell into a neighborhood that was fantastic, talking outside all the time with neighbors and watching each other's kids in emergencies, things like that. It was that kind of neighborhood that we were lucky to be in. But, really just happy that what we were able to accomplish here. And it really is a team. It wasn't me. It was the team that got things done. And I am leaving lots of notes for my successor so that they can hit the ground running and see where they want to take the Miller Park Zoo.
What is the plan for the Miller Park Zoo and your successor there, Jay? How do we go about finding that individual?
So we'll there's been a transition team formed. There will most likely be posting the job nationally, do a national search. I've actually had a couple colleagues of mine reach out to me and ask me questions about the job. It's a pretty tight knit group, the zoo field, and we know each other, and we expect each other to be honest and open with each other. And I have been with people who've contacted me, so it's a good opportunity for someone. I was a head animal person at the zoo in Sioux Falls, was looking for my next job, and it was looking for a director or assistant director kind of position, and landed here. And it was a great 12 and a half, 13 years, and look back to what we were able to accomplish and feel good about where we're at, and now it's on for the next person.
What are some of your proudest things that you're proud of that you've accomplished, Jay? I mean, the list is long, I feel like. So what are some things that stand out about what you've done at the Miller Park Zoo over 13 years?
I've taken some time to kind of think back, and like the flamingo exhibit probably was my greatest accomplishment here, because we built that during a tough economic time, and we raised half from the city and half from the private sector. And that was the first project of the master plan. So people could kind of see this is what we want to build for the future. And we've been able to do, a concession stand and additional parking and DeBraza Monkey and lots of other smaller projects. But, right off the bat, I was able to double the animal collection here. So people see twice as many animals as they did, when I got here. So things like that, just feel good about where we're leaving it, and look forward to my next adventure.
Definitely. Well, that master plan, Jay, you're leaving that to your successor, like you mentioned. Again, our guest on the phone, by the way, Jay Tetzloff, is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. Jay, you leave that master plan to your successor. How much does that plan, how much of you does that plan have in it? Is that something that they will have to take up? Is that something they can come in and modify themselves? Like how much flexibility is there? I guess future of the zoo, looking down the road as someone new comes in, talk about that from the master plan perspective.
So our current master plan, it was a group collaborative, but a lot of it was my vision, animals I'd worked with before, groups of animals I'd worked with before that either have a good story or good fit for us, or, lots of different reasons, fits the climate. I have told my bosses here that it would be a good thing to allow the new director, new superintendent, to develop their own master plan, and put their vision together with the new team here, and take, maybe you start with what we had, because I think it's a good plan, but you got to let the new person have their vision of where to take the zoo, and then enact it and make it a reality, just like I tried.
Intangible things, Jay, like finances, and I shouldn't say intangible, because finances are certainly tangible. But how about that from your perspective, and how is the zoo doing financially for this person that will come in for you? How about that?
Coming into things, I wanted to raise our cost recovery so that the zoo is less reliant on tax dollars, and raise, our own money. I was able to put together a conservation fund. So we have money directly going to conservation, both locally and internationally. So that was a big thing for me. And that didn't cost really anything. We took that and devised a way for it to come from our guests who come and buy things here at the zoo. The zoo, for the most part, is very much financially sound. Coming out of COVID, last year, June was a pretty good month, and we're ahead of it so far. So, it's things like that. I think the new person will inherit a pretty good budget. And we've added 2 new positions over the last 6 months here at the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit more support than what I've had previously. So it's just, it's a good opportunity for someone.
Yeah, for sure. How about things behind the scenes, Jay? I mean, culture of the zoo, how folks feel about working within the facility. What can you speak to there in terms of what you're leaving for your successor?
Yeah, we've added some new folks here in the last year or so, and it's changed how we operate a little bit in terms of me coming back to the zoo and doing the zoo only, where I was doing Parks and Rec for a while there as well. And that was quite a change for everybody to go through. And now we'll have another big change. We have a new curator starting here in a couple weeks to lead the animal department. So there's lots of transition right now, and it's a good opportunity for someone to come in and really build their culture along with the current staff.
Sure. Well, just in terms of, things that your successor will face, maybe challenges or what the zoo is dealing with now. I mean, we talk about inflation and prices of, materials, and I'm sure, medicines and food and all the things that you need to make a zoo go. Those things are certainly, the cost of those things are certainly on the rise. What types of challenges will your successor face walking into your role?
Yeah, I mean, those costs aren't immune to here at the zoo. Some of the issues we have right now is, we're trying to move forward with our South American project, where construction bids came back a little high, just, like everything is right now. And we're trying to devise a way to still move that project forward. And, and we're working towards that. Hopefully we'll break ground here soon, maybe even before I leave, we'll be able to break ground. But there's the budgeting things that we have to deal with for sure, and making sure that we're being, fiscally responsible with our taxpayer dollars, but still producing a great zoo that takes great care of animals, and it's a fun place to work.
Sure. Jay, anything else on your resignation and your new opportunity? Anything we didn't touch on today you want to talk about?
The zoo here needs people to support them just like they always have. Just because there's a different person at the top and in my chair doesn't mean it doesn't need the support. So we still want to encourage the whole community to come out and support the Miller Park Zoo. And if anybody's in Des Moines, give me a holler, and love to show people around the Blank Park Zoo. Very good. We'll have to pay a visit up there ourselves, Jay. Sounds good. Jay Tetzloff, superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo, is my guest on the phone this morning. More to come with him on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
For the latest in Central Illinois agricultural news, visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com. Get updated information on markets, weather, ag news, local interviews with NAFB farm broadcaster Jared White, and much, much more. All at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
At Memorial Health System, we have changed our name. We are now simply Memorial Health. Across the region, our 10,000 colleagues and partners, 5 community hospitals, and dozens of care facilities have come together under one name and one new symbol. It's more than a new chapter for Memorial. It's a new era of high-quality, connected care for you. Welcome to the new symbol of health. Learn more online at memorial.health.
The WHOW Morning Show is now video streamed live on the WHOW WEZC DeWittDailyNews.com Facebook page and on the new WHOW TV YouTube channel. Watch morning show host Seth Lawrence interview guests live, as well as watch archived video podcasts of any interview you missed. Whether on Facebook or YouTube, we're providing 2 more ways that Central Illinois' local news station, WHOW, delivers compelling content for you.
Hey, this is Todd Gleason from Illinois Extension here with a time change for our daily market report on WHOW. You can now catch our daily review of the commodity markets at 5:06 on all of WHOW's many platforms. You'll still hear all of our commodity analysts and weather professionals each afternoon, but at a brand new time. And you'll still hear the weekly wrap-up of the commodity markets right here on WHOW when Commodity Week airs Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. Remember the time change for the daily closing market report on WHOW at our new time, 5:06 p.m. weekdays.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. My guest on the phone, Jay Tetzloff, Superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. Jay, we've got an opportunity for folks out there to name one of your incoming animals. What's going on here, my friend?
Yeah, so we posted on Facebook yesterday the opportunity for folks to give their suggestions for what we should call our mulefoot hog. So we put a picture on there of our little guy who's only a few weeks old, and we will put the names all together. Staff will narrow it down, and then we'll have a contest for allowing the community again to name our new mulefoot hog that we're getting in. Probably end of July is the first time people will be able to see it.
Gotcha. So be on the lookout for that. Where will they find that info, Jay?
You can find it on Facebook, and we also put it on Instagram as well.
All right, very good. So be on the lookout for that. How the animals doing right now through all this heat and everything? What kind of precautions do you have to take with them?
Yeah, we are definitely keeping an eye on everyone, guests, staff, animals. So we have all of our misters up and running to help cool the areas, make sure everybody has enough shade, providing some frozen treats here and there. We usually buy a little bit more like melons and watermelon, things like that this time of year that has a lot of water content or moisture. So maybe those animals who don't drink get a lot of their moisture or fluids from water. They get it from their food. So we just increase those types of foods during this time. So just it's hot out there. That's for sure.
It probably keeps your staff pretty busy. I mean, moving around, making sure everybody's doing well. They've got cold water and all those things. It's probably a busy time for your staff, I venture a guess.
Yeah, things just don't seem to slow down. We always are wanting to do more, and taking care of our animals obviously is number one. But we always have new things going on. We're moving a lot of our birds back out from avian influenza, so that's been definitely keeping us busy over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So speaking of, Jay, it sounds like that is easing a bit, the avian influenza. Birds are getting back out on exhibit. I saw DNR made some announcements about bird feeders and such. What's the latest with that situation?
Yeah, for us, we have started putting things back out. This coming Monday, we'll put our bald eagle and our turkey vulture back out. So then all we'll have left inside is our geese, and our geese will go back out on June 27th. So we put our flamingos out last week. We put our kookaburras and our tawny frogmouths. We put our cranes out. Our parrots are out. So all that's left after Monday will be the geese on our koi pond. So raptors and waterfowl are the most susceptible to avian influenza, so we've kept them in last and are putting them out over the next week and a half.
Gotcha. So look forward to that. And what are you hearing on that? Like when that initial announcement came out, there was kind of all the, I don't want to call it hysteria because it certainly wasn't hysteria, but there was all the hullabaloo, I guess. What have you kind of heard about that in the meantime since the announcement was made a few months ago?
Yeah, so we track that kind of stuff all the time because obviously we want to make sure our animals are staying healthy and safe. And we are hearing about it could be worse this year than past years, and it is and it was. What scares me is what I'm hearing now is that we're all but done with it now, but they're concerned about the migration back
south. Yeah.
So this fall, when things coming down from Canada, Michigan, Minnesota, down to southern states, that we're going to have to go through all this again. I know Wisconsin, Michigan are still having lots of positive cases, and so they're getting hit pretty hard right now. But we'll take what we can get. We can get our animals out. People can come out and see them and learn from them, be engaged by them. But there's a chance in the fall they may have to come back in again.
Have you had a lot of questions about that? And was that an opportunity to talk to folks about, how migration patterns impact, like the disease spread and those sorts of things? Was that a good opportunity to speak to those types of things with your guests?
Yeah, we are pleased with how open our guests were. We didn't get a lot of complaints, not being able to see very many of our birds, but we tried to do a good messaging and tell people what we're doing and why we're doing it. It's really just to be protective of our animals. That's our job. So yeah, it helped us talk about that, help us talk about all the little things that people may not know that we do for our animals here at the zoo, like being aware of what wild diseases are out there. And that's pretty much what this is. It's a wild animal disease, but it can affect our animals here at the zoo. So opportunity to get engaged with people for sure. And I was really pleased with our community about how well they took it on. And once we said, we're doing this for the safety of the animals, everybody understood that and got it. And, really took that we were doing what was best for the animals.
Sure. Anything else on that, Jay?
No, like I said, now's the time to come out and see them. Flamingos, it's great to see them back out. They're the biggest draw that we have. When you first walk out and you see them right there waiting for you, great time to come out and see them.
Very good. Jay, what's on the calendar? What's coming up that we can talk about there?
So, Animal Enrichment Day is July 9th. It's the day where we kind of go above and beyond doing a little extra enrichment stuff. So that's July 9th from 12 to 3. And then something, the community might be involved or want to get involved with more. We call them Active Senior Tours. It's an opportunity for folks over 55 to come out, learn about what we do here at the zoo for an hour. It's only $5. And it's the second Wednesday of every month. So the next one is July 13th at 8:30. And what I like to see is it's kind of become a little bit of a social club. Folks who come out for the zoo and then kind of go out and grab some coffee or something like that. So it's fun to see us engaging all different types of audiences and backgrounds.
Absolutely. So those are when, Jay? The when and where on those?
It's the second Wednesday of every month. So the next one is July 13th, and we start at 8:30. It's only an hour, so you're done by 9:30.
All right, easy enough, quick and easy. So, Jay, anything else on the calendar you want to highlight, sir?
Those are the biggies we've got coming up. The next one would be early August. Would be our ice cream social basically our back to school, and where we collect some school supplies. So that's coming up in early August.
Gotcha. Put that on the radar. I'm sure more information at Facebook. Fair to say.
Yes, Facebook and Instagram are the two best places, including millerparkzoo.org, which is our website.
Sure, and those always have good information on other events and happenings at the zoo, correct?
Absolutely. Everything we can put out there, we do our best to get it on our website and or social media.
All right, Jay. Well, sir, I look at the clock. We are coming up on the end of our time together, and I just want to say to you, Jay, that it is always a pleasure to have you on the program. I appreciate you always making time for us, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you and have you on the program. And best of luck in Des Moines, Iowa, sir. We certainly appreciate it.
Thanks, Seth. And it was always fun to get the time to call you and to have our conversations over the radio. I appreciate what you and your radio station has done for the zoo and for the community.
Sure. By the way, put a good word in with your predecessor for us, if you don't mind.
I definitely will make sure they have notes, make sure we've got a set time with you guys, and we'll want to keep that, making sure we tell the community about what's going on at the Miller Park Zoo.
Definitely. Jay, again, if you don't mind, one more time, just throw out how folks learn more about all things Miller Park Zoo. Where do they go? Who do they call? How do they follow along?
millerparkzoo.org is our website, and we post on social media. Facebook and Instagram the most is probably where you can get the best and fastest information.
Very good. Like I said, Jay, always good to have you, sir. Best of luck in Des Moines, Iowa. Jay Tetzloff is the superintendent of the Miller Park Zoo in Bloomington. My guest on the phone for this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.